Okay, so the final thing is to set up our camera, change a bit of the lighting, and then start rendering. So our world is all good. We've got materials in. We're looking like we're in a good place. Next thing to do is get our camera. So select this little camera icon on the top right, and then click on, zoom in so you've got the right sort of size, and then click on the lock pop box. Drag it around and zoom in to where you want your camera to be. So this red box is where it is, and I think in terms of setup that looks okay. Deselect the toggle, zoom out, and then you can kind of check how the camera is. That looks absolutely fine for us for today. In terms of changing the lighting, perhaps you've got shadows. Okay, so if I was to drag from the top here, that kind of crosshairs, click on it and then drag out to the left, we can get some different scenes. If I was to turn this into our actual render mode, you can see that this has kind of got a reflection in it. Maybe the shadows aren't moving in the right direction for us. So what we would do is I can change this scene to our shader editor. I can then change it to world, and I can drag out, so middle mouse button, click and drag, and I can change the Z axis. As you can see, I've already done that in the past. I can drag that around and you can see that glossy ball is rotating and the shadows on the bolts are changing as well. That allows you to basically change where the light source is coming from in the scene, or change how the scene is oriented to give you a much more control of your shadows and the setup. So you can then come back out of that, so just go back into our 3D viewport, and that will basically give you a lot of control, which is quite helpful. So I can then join these two areas by right-clicking on my crosshairs, join areas, this and this. As you can see, that's now back to our original view. The final thing is to check our output. So the render engine, we want it to be cycles. We want to stay in CPU, unless you have a GPU. Max samples for the viewport, if we change that to 128, and our noise threshold to 0.03, it just helps to speed things up and keeps things easy as we're moving around. And then our render, we want denoise and denoise for both. Our render max samples, you could go quite low here, you could go down to 800-ish, you could go up to 5,000. The higher it is, the longer it's going to take, the more power your computer kind of needs over a period of time. Yeah, let's kind of keep it around 1024. Gives a good balance between quick renders and good quality, I suppose. Once you've done all that, you are ready to check your output. 1920. So if I go back into my camera mode, you can see this like landscape. I can change that to 1080. It's more portrait. Depends on what kind of orientation and output you want. I'm going to leave it as 1920. All of this is absolutely fine. Output PNG, or you could go JPEG, whatever kind of file format you want. Obviously, it's going to have color, not black and white. And then we are pretty much ready to render. So the final thing is you'll go up to the top left and click on render, F12 to render the image, and it will come up with a pop-up window. I'm not going to do it because it will slow the recording down and go very laggy. So the pop-up window, once it's rendered, you'll have like a number of samples at the top. Once it's rendered, you click on image in that pop-up window and then save as, and make sure you save it somewhere in your files so you have it and it's easy to find. And that is all.